From the depths of rot and decay they rise. The Death Guard marches under sickened skies. With boils and blight, they spread the pain. In Nurglin's name, disease will reign. Blood and ruin and pestilence flows. With every breath the plague wind blows. Embrace the rot, let flesh decay. The Death Guard comes, none can stay. From the depths of rot and decay they rise. The Death Guard marches under sickened skies. With boils and blight, they spread the pain. In Nurglin's name, disease will reign. Rot and ruin, pestilence flows. With every breath the plague wind blows. Embrace the rot, let flesh decay. The Death Guard comes, none can stay. Armored and filled with rusted blades, they laugh as cities wilt and fade. Where they tread, no life remains, just hollow corpses, plague remains. Beneath the helm, the cursed grin, for in death they shall begin. Rot and ruin, pestilence flows. With every breath the plague wind blows. Embrace the rot, let flesh decay. The Death Guard comes, none can stay. Beneath the warp the souls are bound, to spread decay, to break the ground. Nurglin's gifts a putrid stain, a future where only disease remains. Rot and ruin, pestilence flows. With every breath the plague wind blows. Embrace the rot, let flesh decay. The Death Guard comes, none can stay. The rot spreads, there's no escape. The Death Guard seals your fate.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the Imperium, broadcasting live from the festering front lines of the 41st millennium. This is Vox Modus Hour, your trusted source for all things grim and ghastly. I'm your host, Reginald Rusty, and tonight's top story, the Death Guard, those jolly followers of Grandfather Nurgle, have unveiled lots of new detachments in their latest book, coming soon. Aren't you happy, you Grandpappy Plague Marines out there?
Nice one, Dave. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of apparently the Christian Rock podcast. Apparently, but people are complaining, but I don't care. So, welcome back to the Disgusting Resilient podcast, and what an exciting time it is. We've got some rules coming out. We've got some actual stuff we can talk about now about the new codex. We got something. We got the army rule. We got the we got some detachment rules, and we also got the new character as well, which is actually awesome. So I'm super happy to see that. So how are you guys feeling?
Yeah, pretty positive, I think. I want to know more about the Terminator detachment. I think that sounds pretty exciting. I want to know. I mean, I think one of the things I'm really excited to know is I want to know, can Plague Marines still have 2 characters attached? Because that new character fighting first with 10 Plague Marines accompanied with him, no longer being able to be chipped at by out of line of sight from whirlwinds, you know, standing on the behind the wall objective, seems really strong to me. But I don't know. Yeah, I need to know more basically. But I'm already sort of looking and thinking the builds I'm running now how viable are they? Can I just switch the taliman for that guy? Does it still work? Do you know what I mean? So I'm quite excited to know
I was
more.
going to say,
don't know
Will, you sound like you might be quite excited by the way.
just a little bit, mate. Yeah.
But yeah, so very quickly, hello to, because we got a lot of viewers in here, 151 viewers. So hello and welcome to everyone that is potentially new to Discussing Real Estate podcast.
162.
And Jesus Christ.
Woo!
So we are a Death Guard focused competitive channel. I as last year's rank 1 Death Guard player globally, and Will and Dave are also basically very strong competitors for Death Guard who basically just play Death Guard. You play a bit of Chaos Knights as well, don't you, Will? On the side sometimes.
I mean, on paper, I play Chaos Knights, Chaos Space Marine, Thousand Suns, Age of Sigmar, Maggot King, but it's only ever Death Guard that actually gets played. Most just sits on the shelf.
So yeah, and obviously, so it's good to see everyone that is in the chat. We see some new faces, some old faces, and hope everyone is excited. A lot of exciting things are going on. Very quickly, thank you very much to the we got someone become a member at the very start, JF212. Thank you very much for becoming a Plague Marine member. So very quickly, I'm gonna get the spiel out of the way. If you like the channel, please leave a like and a subscribe. It really helps us grow. When we get to 10,000 subscribers, I have to eat cheese on stream because I absolutely detest cheese. So that's a thing. But we're also just trying to get there because 10,000 is a cool goal. If you really like the stream, you can consider becoming a Plague Marine. If you become a Plague Marine, it's £3 a month, less than a coffee these days. And you get to become a member of our Discord group, get to join in plague surgeries, giveaways, list reviews, all that kind of stuff. And to do that, there is a join button just below the stream. You can't see it on the phone. We'll put a link in later. But yeah, once you if you do become a member or get gifted one, there's a lot of gifts go out. Once you receive that, you can go to our YouTube channel homepage, go to the post tab, scroll down a bit, and you'll find a link to get yourself in the Discord. It's a really nice community, really helpful people, and honestly, things like I've really positive at the moment. Like I've seen a lot of places, especially like worldly places, they are dooming right now, but I think the Death Guard community, and especially ours, is in a very happy place, and a lot of discussion already happening. So thank you very much there to JF212. Then we also had a gifted membership from Blaze Chicken. Thank you very much. Congratulations, Brian Ashby, on that one. Dylan at Carline for after gifting a membership there. Thank you so much, mate. Really appreciate that. Hey, you went to Don Houston. That's funny.
Yeah, well deserving.
And Dana Johnson with a $10 super chat saying he's contributing to the Extreme Edition Codex Fund. Just make sure you're in there for the scalpers. I'm going to try my best. We're a busy Saturday, I'm not going to lie, but we're going to try our best. And thank you so much. I will try and get the Ultimate Mega Edition for you guys. And also thank you very much as well to Anarchy for £2. Hopefully War Dogs are not even needed. I agree. I'm anti War Dog. I'm hoping to go back to pure Death Guard. So we'll have to see. Obviously, time will tell all things, but I'm very excited.
And a super chat from Dana Johnson as well for $10. Also said contributing to the Extreme Edition Codex Fund. Make sure you're there.
I just said that, Dave, Mr. Dave.
Anyway, just talking about the positivity. Have you seen the poll that I put up yesterday? Just in the chat, is at 71 votes. It'd be nice if there were 6 more to get to 77, but it's 97% hot and sweaty and only 3% flaccid and floppy.
So it seems like people are quite excited then about this cook. So, shall we just get into? Shall we quickly touch on how we did it? How we got on the RTT? For those who don't know, myself
how did you guys get on?
So, Will, do you want to go on how you got on the RTT on Monday?
I got to just watch on all the streams, which was pretty good. So
Ian had his own private streaming table for his comedy community made list. So me and Aidan, we've obviously we're sort of taking different approaches. I ran Chaos Knights. Obviously the Death Guard Codex being so close, I just figured Knights are fun. The Knights list I'm running is a bit different. It's 10 War Dogs, various different kinds, 5 Armigers, 4 Carnivores, and then the obligatory Stalkers to take. And then Max Demon Chaff, 2 squads of Plague Bearers, 3 Beasts of Nurgle, and 1 6-man unit of Nurglings. It's exactly 2,000 points. I'm really enjoying it. I've got to take it to a team. Well, I'm taking it to a team's event we've got this weekend, which is partly also why I'm on it. They wanted Knights more than Death Guard. And then the Max Chaff seems fun. Like I'm enjoying the different options you can do with the Plague Bearers. I like the fact that I've got things to just play the mission, and the Knights, you know, when generally you have a full send turn, everything sort of goes out all at once. Unless you go second, then you wait for your opponent to have a full send turn and respond. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. So I lost on the top tables in the final round. I lost to another member of my team. Yeah, he nowhere to a lie, took a full wound carnivore down in Overwatch with a Lehman Rush with no rerolls. He just spiked 2 6s on the melt there. Failed both the inruns, obviously because it was in melter range. He just one turned me with. I was like, mate. So if that hadn't happened, it would have been a very close game right to finish. It probably would have been mine because I was ahead at that point, but it just.
Oh, lucky dude.
And yeah, it just sort of went from there. But with someone on my team I was playing, and we actually played the same matchup because he's on the same team that I'm going to on the same team's event. I mean as well. He beat me by 2 points last time, so this time was a bit more because when it landslided, it landslided hard.
Yeah.
We beat by about 15 points at the end. But yeah, good game though. But Aidan, how did you go with the obviously the most competitive list that you could have bought?
So for the people who don't know, who may be new here, because I've still not all you viewers, I did a stream last time. We did a stream where I challenged you, our members, to make me a list to take to the final ever RTT that I will go to with the Index of Death Guard, because the new one got announced. And this is what you guys gave me to take to this RTT. So we had 2 Demon Princes, one with wings with a drone in and one on foot. Typhus, we had a vote. I was allowed to swap 1 Lord of Contagion for Typhus, but he wasn't allowed to join any squads. So Typhus, 2 Lord of Contagions, triple Plague Surgeon, and a Tallyman, so 9 characters. A single Defiler, a Land Raider that every single character pile the Tallyman had to go inside. A Miasmic Malignifier, which if you don't know, is the fortification. So, yeah. Then we also had Mythic Blight Haulers. A single Mythic Blight Hauler. And 3 squads of 20 Poxwalkers, and then 9, 18, 27 Nurglings. So, as you can see,
what's wrong?
It's pristine, the best list ever. So, this is the list I had to take to this event. The entire thing on all of my games was streamed. Thank you very much to Lords of War for arranging that.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys. That was awesome of you.
So, check out the Lords of War YouTube channel if you want to watch the games. I'm on all 3. It's called WoW with 3 A's. It's literally called that Aiden stream. So with this list, we ran into Grey Knights twice and Imperial Knights once, and we actually managed to somehow, I have no idea, come away with a 2-1 with this list, beating both Grey Knight players who both had 4 Dread Knights, by the way. And that we still got a respectable 59 points to loss against Imperial Knights. So. And the Imperial Knights players won the entire event. So I will take that. It was absolutely horrendous. The MVPs were pretty much none of them. The LVPs were pretty much all of them. But we managed.
Before you're on the MVPs, I do have to ask, were you not impressed with the units of 9-man Nurglings?
No, they died instantly.
They died instantly every single game.
Yeah,
well, that's what they do. But for 90 points, though, do you not find what the unit that kills them costs way more than 90 points, and you start the trades with but up on the sort of.
Normally, yes, if I had something to trade back with, but I have nothing. So they came out, shot them all, and I was like, cool, I can't do anything about that now. So no, it was pretty terrible. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's the most real thing that's been said in the chat so far by Elf Trout. Dread Knights can't handle the Malignifier.
That's true. To be fair, the Miasmic Malignifier actually killed a Strike Marine as well in shooting, which was really funny. With its 6-inch range, strength 3 flaming, it actually killed. And in the final game, the Malignifier actually pulled off quite a bit of work because it blocked an entire way for a Dread Knight to ever get to a Land Raider. So that was so good. So a movement blocked Grey Knights the entire game. But the fun thing is, and I was speaking to Dave about this, the biggest problem the Grey Knights players had is they're actually so obsessed with picking up their units with Deep Strike that every time he picked them up, he got put back into his own deployment zone because he couldn't go anywhere else. And if at any point they would have just walked forward instead of constantly trying to redeploy with picky uppy downies, he probably would have won. But they were just so obsessed with picking them up and putting them back down, which was really fun. So blessed to the Plague Bomb, blessed to the triple Plague Surgeons, and I will probably do it again at some point. But for now, I get to go back to playing absolutely normal thing. I've got the link for the channel here. I will put it in the stream chat for people who are interested potentially going and
when I'm playing it. Well done. It all sounds like you did really well as well, and we're pretty close to getting the 3-0 there. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, I came second at the last Monday Mayhem event, but admittedly there wasn't half as many people there, so it was a lot less impressive. But no, it was fun. Like it was good, big shout to Jason and the Lords of War guys.
Yeah, massive shout to them.
Yeah, they were
He
great.
was admittedly hamstringing himself quite hard.
Would you now recommend the Meliganifier gets asked in chat? No, I'm not gonna lie. Thank you very much for memberships from Magic Trev. We've also got Last Criminal and Plague Moron. That's what I felt like when I was playing. At least I was the Plagued Moron. So thank you so much, guys. Again, go to our YouTube channel homepage, go to the post tab, scroll down, you'll find a link to get yourself in the Discord. Thank you so much. So let's get into the meat and potatoes.
People watching, guys.
Oh, hey, excellent. Uneven Stephen, thank you very much for $10 super chat. Just wanted to chime in for the first time and say I'm an AOS player who took the plunge into Death Guard 40k recently, and your guides have helped immensely. Much love, mad respect to you guys. Thank you very much, Mr. Uneven Stephen. And don't worry, we're about to restart the entire thing. So guides from
about to get better.
Yeah, all from the start. So there's going to be plenty more things for you to dig into. So let's get started then. Let's get into the thing here. Okay. So let's just go through the article as we get it, and we'll go for it. So Death Guard Detachment. So we have our army rule. So our army rule, I'm sure we've all read it at this point. I'm sure this is none of our first reaction. But it is the Nurglin's Gift. So it's what we're used to with the 3-inch, 6-inch, and 9 inches growing aura of -1 toughness. But now, very interestingly, we actually, and I'm surprised by this because I thought this was going away genuinely.
We all thought this was going away, yeah.
But we are keeping our Plague Company Special Detachment plagues, but they're going into our army rule. So every single detachment,
loaded on.
Yeah, every single detachment is now Plague Company plus whatever that other detachment brings. So we've got our -1 save is still here now. Skull Square and Blight has changed. We no longer have -1 weapon skill, ballistic skill. It's now -1 to the hit roll. So that does affect a few things that you can't stack anymore to make -2 to hit. To be honest, I think that's fine, really. I know it's a nerf technically, but I understand. Go on, Will.
I think the biggest nerf to that one is when you fight in bracketed vehicles, because all of a sudden it just disappears, doesn't do anything, because they're already -1.
Yeah.
You're fighting like the carnivore, for example, it's got 4 wounds left, it's -1 anyway, so you're not being -1 weapon skill. Do you know what I mean? You're not punishing it anymore. So that's the only time I think it's really going to matter. Nurglin's already lost the aura, so
that's what I was going to say.
But so
I mean, but let's be honest, we're still getting -1 to be hit.
Oh yeah, it's still pretty good. Like the thing is as well, we always talk on this channel about like the type of player we'll tend to prefer different contagions. I think most of us here are all like mainly -1 save players anyway.
Kill.
Kill, because as we always say, dead models deal no damage. So the fact that
nice, they're coming back.
The fact that still exists worse than the save by 1, like that is the mega important one to see, which is really, really cool. And we also now have a bit of a buff to the one that never really got picked, which is now it worsens both leadership and OC by 1 as it did before, but now also reduces movement speed as well, which is really nice. So basically, is it as powerful as the other 2? Probably still not. But if there is at some point, maybe like Commodus Demons, maybe that starts becoming a bit more interesting. Maybe you can stack other things. Because I mean, imagine if you got like our play casters are still rocking -2 move on the shooting, for example. Now it's -3 if something's in contagion range. There's also different things that can potentially play into. Don't worry, we'll get to that necromancer. We'll get to that because
we will.
So just before we move from the minus or see, because I actually haven't read the article yet. I listened to the All's Best Tactics video rather than sort of read this. So there's bits of information I haven't seen. Is it still reduce OC to 1, or is it reduce OC to 0 now at Rotigus?
It's to 1 still.
It says to a minimum.
Ah, right, yeah. Because if it was to 0, I think that would have been big.
I
did use
that would have been
sometimes.
I would have taken that. I would have taken that if it had been to 0.
Well, when I was running the 30 Plague Marine spam list, I took it a couple of times. Towards the start of the edition when there was the nids, like all the gargoyles and stuff, just like the OC sort of like jailers.
Yeah.
So I used to take that because you could kill enough and then out OC them with the -1 on that. But it's niche instances. But I thought if you could take things to 0, then with the -1 save always being locked on, there might be instances where it was viable. But okay, so. That's a bit of a shame, and that's maybe a miss, but maybe it also would have been too strong if you could OC to 0 or add. That might have been. We might have been moving into like problematic territory with that.
Yeah, I think you could be right there, but I think the fundamental thing for us and everyone to take away, and I think the chat's reaction to it is exactly the same, is that our army rule just got really, really solid.
I mean, Flyborn instantly. I have to say, like, when I'm the detachment to because I'm really curious, but like. If Flyborn stays the same, instantly it's, you know, if the infantry is worth having, instantly that might just be the build. Like, do you know what I mean? There might be some forgotten interactions that get overlooked before the first FAQ or around, you know, before the next slate comes. So I'd be very curious when I actually see the codex to look at it and jump to Flyborn and just do some cross-referencing and see if that's actually like the build. So I'm very exciting.
So very quickly, thank you very much to Mr. Don Hewson for the $7.77 super chat. Give me crabs or give me death. I love the idea of this with the Mortarius Hammer Detachment, which we'll get to in a second. But yes.
Don, if you get enough crabs, you also get death. So you can have both if you want it.
That was pretty much made for Don Hewson, that detachment. And Lazy DM as well, thank you very much for the $5 super chat. We'd love to know how you feel like. So we'll get into the flow in a second. Bear with me there.
Yep.
So one last thing I've got to point out on here is also the afflicted at the stop. So the fact that so currently being in contagion range doesn't put any status on someone. It doesn't do anything. You just get the stat reduction. The fact that they're actively calling out afflicted here and that makes the unit afflicted implies to me straight up that there's going to be more interactions with the afflicted keyword possibly in our codex. Now,
agree.
If that is the case, I am 100% on board because I've said, I was very critical when Flyblown came out for this exact reason. When you played Flyblown pre this anyway, the biggest problem was contagion didn't matter. Contagion just genuinely was so unimportant because -1 toughness on its own isn't that impactful. And when you play Play Company, where it's so impactful for stuff like Boil Blight and also getting -1 save and stuff, playing around with contagion is one of the most fun things about Death Guard, getting key targets into range stuff. So now, if there's going to be extra things that play off afflicted, like this is 100% the way I wanted to see them go, where every detachment has different ways to interact with contagion and potentially make it have more impact on the game, and you want to actively go and spread that contagion more. So that is awesome. So I'm hoping that is the case.
We're getting close to the. I think some of these things are starting to tiptoe into the bingo card, aren't they? Which is quite cool. So I think when we get to do that stream, I'm really looking forward to it.
So then, because again, I've got gists from what's your best tactics one. So is this one where you pass it onto a unit that you're not necessarily in contagion with, then the unit then carries a contagion on? It's like the rest of the games, like the AOS thing where they get like a contagion mark and that just sticks.
No.
I think what this means is basically if you put a unit into contagion, then it becomes afflicted. And as Aidan says, I think our anticipation is that there are then going to be, that word is going to appear amongst rules, data sheets, stratagems probably, and that will mean
it becomes afflicted, though, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So what I was looking at was, these old those old terrible plastic Nurgle dice that were around ages ago,
which on eBay, by the way. Somehow
I've got a whole box of them. But I was actually thinking that if we need markers for things, I'm probably going to use these because they're rubbish for rolling.
Yeah, I use them for wound counters. But then someone the other day, apparently, so they used to be 40 quid on eBay. Someone told me the other day they were £85 now on eBay.
Yeah, well,
Will,
if you think they're worth that much now, wait till post codex release. They'll go up even more.
True.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, Christopher Lattis, Strongboy, thank you very much for the 1050 memberships there. Thank you so much for everyone that just gifted one there. Make sure to say thank you to Mr. Strongboy and get yourself in the Discord. Thank you so much, mate. You're an absolute legend. You've always been supporting us. And also, Datsundez up there for 17 months of membership as well. Wow, absolute legend. Thank you so much. Yes, come back to Death Guard, Datsun, 100%. So this is really cool. Now, so Will, is there any chance you can try and turn your volume up? People are saying you're just a little quiet if possible, mate.
Oh, sorry, I turned it down the other day for some.
Yes, no worries. No problem. So that's what we know here. Now, we have also got this Pact of Decay here. This is pretty much similar to what it says in the Emperor's Children one. So basically, you can't faction, can't be plague legions. Now, the one thing that's going to be interesting to find out, and we Jamie don't have an answer for yet, because they might be waiting until all the God Codexes are out, is the Demonic Pact rule in the Chaos Demons Codex, can that still be used? Like, can you still take demons in any detachment, or will it be linked to the H-God? We know every single one's getting a demon detachment. So, is that coming? Is it not? We'll have to find out.
Someone told me that that's already gone from Emperor's Children. Apparently, Emperor's Children now just can't take demon allies out of that. I don't know if there's some wording in their book that says that. Okay. Now, that's someone told me, and they might have assumed that I misunderstood it. But if that's the case, that the answer might already be there. I do have an Emperor's Children Codex, so I'll maybe open it up.
That'd be useful to know, Will, if you can dig through it.
Yeah. See if we can get an answer.
That would be quite interesting to find out. In terms of Flyblown Host, going back to the question that was asked, Flyblown Host's biggest problem was its damage output. Now, the fact that, because we fully know what Flyblown Host does, obviously we don't know what the units are going to do, because the units could obviously be completely rewritten, but we know that Flyblown Host is going to get this heal, should we say. So we know we're going to be able to take -1 save in Flyblown Host, because you're not going to take -1 to hit, because you've got permanent stealth, unless you're against a melee matchup, maybe. You could technically take an OC board control style, but really...
Yeah, you could.
-1 save plus Flyblown makes that detachment so much better. Like, so much.
Really quite scary.
Yeah, Flyblown genuinely has really good... It has pretty damn good stratagems. It has, like, 6-inch piling and consolidate is insane. There's some other tricks in there. They got, like, all your scout moves pre-game, which is really nice. Still think you want Rhinos. I wouldn't rely on that to keep you alive, but being able to pre-game moves like Scout, like Death Shroud and like Blight Lords, and like being able to give Blight Lords -1 to be wounded if the strength's higher than toughness, like that's going to be really impactful now, because you're not giving up all of that extra movement tricks and all those extra little janky things and shooting buffs as well. We've got shooting buffs because there's full rolls to hit stratagem and shoot in there. You can shoot in close combat, and now that shooting, all the strats before weren't great, because the problem was, great, you're rerolling all your hits, you get shooting combat, but the weapons sucked because they didn't have any AP. Whereas now you're going to get -1 save. So now you can actually hurt people. So that could genuinely be like actually a threat. And I wouldn't be surprised if Flyblown like ends up being one of our strongest ones. Obviously with data sheets, points, whatever, pending. But now the fact that I know I can take -1 save in Flyblown Host, if you were to tell me that right now in Play Company and Flyblown Host, like right now Play Company's up here and Flyblown's like here, that instantly gets way close. Like Flyblown shoots up in power level with that extra -1 save continue. So if you are a Flyblown enjoyer, you know, I'm not gonna lie, Flyblown looking pretty spicy right now.
If you're a Flyblown enjoyer, you're a fly bloater.
You're a Flyblown.
That's what you are.
Jesus.
But yeah, no, you're completely right. It changes the whole dynamic of it, and I think suddenly it opens up many, many, many more possibilities. I'm really interested to see what that could look like.
That would be pretty cool. People say if we don't have Nurglins, that'll be tough because we'll lose infiltration units. Well, all we know right now is that we lose infiltration units, because for all we know, like, I mean, technically Miasmic Magnify infiltrates right now. Not saying that's going to stay and be a good thing, but they could, for all we know, like, I've said this from the start, Death Guard data sheets are terrible. Like, let's be honest, they're not good. We're good because we're cheap and undercosted and
because we got... Yeah.
And our actual detachment strategy is actually pretty good. So I genuinely think every single data sheet, pretty much, past some because some are actually okay, are going to be rewritten from the ground up. So when we talk about what can replace what, they'll probably have thought about that. I mean, I'd hope so. And I wouldn't be too worried, but I genuinely imagine, like, this isn't going to be... Go on.
Let's put it this way. We didn't have Lone Up before. We know we've got Lone Up now because we've seen what the new character's ability is outside of 18. So, like you say, like, it could be that we get it elsewhere. I think, you know, we might also get nerves. Like, I'm looking through this Emperor's Children Codex now to see if I can find the bit where it says about demons. I'm not sure where I'd be looking. So it might be something I'll maybe try and do off camera, or maybe sort of flick backwards and forwards. But whether we've got Nurglins or not, we've got a whole new book. We've got a whole new playstyle. There are some armies in the game that don't have infiltrate. So, you know, they do fine. Like, for example, Votan didn't have it for time. I know it was a bit of a ball it when, you know, what was good when you play against Votan before they had the infiltrators. But I wouldn't get too bogged down about stuff like that. It might be that, like you say, Flybones, you know, it's not the best because we don't have infiltrators. But then we've got 6 of the new detachments that, you know, what's going to be the best? It's you know, it's a brave new world, isn't it? I think is the best way to put it. I think, you know, let's not get bogged down in don't you have Nurglings, because I think we'll know on Saturday. You're
going to find out really quickly. Yeah, and I think that just to comment on chat, guys, it's fine for you guys to chat about it. And then just to say, we're not ignoring anybody who's talking about it, but one of the things we won't do is we're not going to comment on any leaks or unannounced information. As Aiden and I both play for Vanguard Tactics, who can you know, do a lot of work with GW. So it's not that you guys can't talk about it, because of course you can, and in the Discord if you want to. Just we shan't be referencing any of the comments.
We know that there's some leaks out there, but as you know, go to Auspex Tactics and watch their videos.
3 days. We can't time, and we'll
any
know
more than that. And whether the leaks are true or not, I don't know. Yeah. So it's one of these things where, you know, there's certainly some exciting things that people are saying, but we've seen these exciting things said on lots of other codexes, and they turn out to be complete bullshit. so
and
yeah,
also
do you know what I mean? Like someone
Yeah.
more time can have 36 attacks that are 2d6 plus 5 damage each. You know, like it doesn't mean it's true though, does it?
Yeah,
So
I think on that, it's a good idea. Let's jump down and have a look at some of these, some of the bits we've been given, and to Will's point as well. We're a couple of days away from it, and also every day they seem to be dripping something new in. So we're getting loads and loads of info, and then on Saturday we get it.
Yeah. Until I see images, it's not real for me. Like when I see an image, then it's real. But until then, it's just someone
I
heard.
I don't get excited that I'm actually going on holiday until I get to the airport.
So, but yeah, one thing I will say is I genuinely think that one thing that will be different for Death Guard Codex to a lot of codexes to come out. A lot of codexes have come out and things have had. So like some units have changed rules and abilities, and like obviously the detachments and whatnot, and a lot of it's kind of stayed similar. I think ours will be quite vastly different.
There's 321 people watching.
Well, tell you what, we've got 300. If someone rather than me try and read Man Reed's book on, like, if someone knows if Emperor's Children can still take the Celeste Demons where they used to be with 500 points,
amazing,
a battle line unlocks another unit. Give us a shout because I'm trying to read it and do this.
If someone in the chat knows, drop it in chat.
Yeah, we just want to know because that'll give an indication if we can still take Nurglings outside of the demon detachment. So if someone knows, because someone probably just knows off the top of their head. If you do, just share it in chat, and then that'll help us. That'll help us basically. So yeah, saves me trying to read and talk and listen all at the same time.
So for the first attachment we got up here is the Mortarian's Hammer. So the attachment rule is Miasmic bombardment. So this has a giant picture of a Land Raider, so we can kind of already.
I'm assuming we've got a Land Raider.
Yes, I'm assuming we've got a Land Raider.
They all be wounded, won't they? See all back in the Games Workshop.
Oh dear me. So then we have.
Chuck, I've got no idea.
The rule is, at the start of the battle round, select a number of enemy units more than 12 inches away from every model from your army that is on the battlefield. Until the end of the battle round, those enemy units are afflicted. The maximum number of units you can select below is dependent on the battle size. So for most of us that play Strike Force, you're able to pick 2 enemy units and just say, you're in affliction, get contagion.
Nice.
So that's going to put on -1 toughness. That's going to put on what your special contagion that you picked is. So -1 save, for example. That's kind of cracked. If I could do that right now, and just be like, pick that, boil blight that one, get out of here. Like, that's actually like insanely good detachment rule. Contagion being, and again, if afflicted does play off more things, we potentially said before.
Is Boil Blight going to be there as well?
Exactly, we don't know. So, but
I feel like it's one of these things that we've got to be careful we don't sort of like get the new rules, assume we're keeping the old rules. Now, they're asking me what happened with the Flyborn thing. I remember. I can't remember what event was a Flyborn came out and everyone was losing their mind. It's the most broken thing ever because people didn't realise it was replaced with
everything.
It's just on top of, and it would. To be fair,
I think the way I'm looking at this when it lands, I think at the moment this is going to be like the Y2K bug. I think we're going to get to it, and then all the clocks are going to reset, and we're going to find out we just don't know what we've got.
Everybody just goes to 777.
But to Wayne's point, I mean, the fact that you can go, so it says. Select a number of enemy units that are more than 12 inches away from every model in your army. So you get turn 1, and you're both in your deployment zones, and you could go, you've got a 5-man squad sitting on your home objective, and a 5-man squad that you infiltrated that are sat on your expansion. I've got PBCs.
Like you can just be like, cool, that squad's -1 save. Here come the PBCs, bang, 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 which is really nice. You can even do it -1 to hit. You can do it proactively. Go, okay, cool. Your tank's taking an angle there and there. Those two are going to be -1 to hit permanently. Enjoy that one.
Also, you could go. You could hit that unit and go. I'm going to choose you, and I've taken the -1 OC one, and you've got 5 models on there, whatever. And I know I'm going to be able to put that one extra model on there from my movement. So I'm preemptively going to also make sure I take that point off you immediately without exposing anything.
That's true, Necros. The Boil Blight was a stand-in for any sort of strat that may key off afflicted, if there is any.
Yeah.
That's more what I was getting on about. The fact you can just say, you're afflicted. And it also means you don't have to... So, currently in Death Guard, you have to almost sacrifice units for contagion. Currently, that's like cultists, bloat drones will be like pushing forward contagion. Now you can just be like, I expose no units at all, and I still get to shoot at like full effectiveness at -1 save. So, like Predators just go... that thing there, and the Predator can fire. And again, currently index rules that would be like, I've picked that infantry unit, I'm going to shoot you from 36 inches away with all these AP3 autocannons and bolters now. That's kind of nutty just to be able to do that without having to expose anything at all.
That is one thing that, to be fair, we do that's probably the one data sheet that we already know is the Predators, because the Predators are the same in all the books. They have the same data sheet rule, to my knowledge, World Eaters and CSM. So I'm assuming that they don't make us the first exception and they don't change with the books. I assume the Predator is the first data sheet that we'll actually know, assuming that they stick to the Predator is the same in all, because the CSM one's exactly the same. To my knowledge, the World Eaters and Thousand Suns one are as well. So that's good to know that we're going to keep that -1 safe, because that's what, to me, makes our Predators function. As soon as you lose that and the auto kind of goes back to being 1 AP with cover being around, unless you shoot an infantry, it becomes a lot less usable. It becomes a lot less useful as a platform, on the assumption that we're keeping Predators, that is. But I mean, I don't see why we don't be. I'm very much of the mindset that Emperor's Children didn't get given Predators; they didn't get them taken away because it's a whole new book. So I'm of the mindset, if it's in our existing one, we've still got it until I see him in print something that says otherwise.
It won't be long.
One thing I will say though is this is an interesting one. I would prefer if this was at the start of your turn, start the battle, because you have to, if your opponent's going first, for example, you have to pick it at the start of their turn, which means they could just choose not to expose. Now, still, if you're picking key units, it's still okay, because if you know, for example, that Gladiator Lancer needs to pop its head out to shoot that blow drone, you can preemptively go, yeah, it's going to be that thing, and know you're going to shoot back. So it's not as bad as you may think, but there is definitely an advantage to this one if you're going first in the battle round, because you get to pick it and instantly act on it. Which is a thing, but it's still really good. Just being able to just pick 2 units and automatically be like contagion. It's really good. So that's already an absolute banger of a detachment rule to start off.
One thing I want to add to that as well is if just in case people are reading it, it says select a number of enemy units that are more than 12 inches away from every model in your army. So if you close the gap and you've got enemy models that are close to you, that doesn't mean that you can't choose anything. It means you just have to choose the units that are further back. So even if you've got an enemy units that are within 12, you can still choose the ones that are away. That isn't stopping you from doing it. So
but then if they're close within 12, you can probably just put them in contagion by moving a unit. So I imagine that's why that's there. So you get a rule. Don't feel like it's useless, people.
No. What I mean is it still keeps letting you put pressure on people having to keep units back. So especially if you're deep striking stuff, you can keep making holes with this ability to keep putting stuff in contagion at the back of the board and just keep making gaps for your stuff that's coming in. So I agree with you. I was just getting to saying that you could still just keep using your detachment rule on stuff that's in their deployment zone, even when in turn 3, 4, when the fight is going to be up close, if you've got stuff in your deployment like PVCs.
Very quickly, this is not useless versus melee armies at all. Your melee armies do not. A bad melee player will full send absolutely everything at you at once, and they will die for it. A good melee player will be staging in safe positions using their speed. And that means if you go near them trying to get contagion, they'll get charging you and kill you. Now, you can stage 10 berserkers in that building behind that wall, 12 inches away from me. I'm not even going to come close to you. I'll just keep picking you and shooting with 3 paper scrolls every single time. You almost force them to come to you at this point because they're just going to get contagioned anyway. So, saying that it's used versus World Eater armies that is not true at all. I'm just going to say that right now.
I mean, I think that we need to sort of also see the data sheets, because I have to be honest, if the play burst crawler is still 185 points with its current exact data sheet, I don't think I would take this for that, to be honest. I think the play burst crawler also needs a bit of a glow up. Whether it gets one or not, I don't know. I mean, for example, if the mortar goes to AP2 and this is there, then this might be the detachment. But I think the other thing to remember is this is one detachment that we can choose from.
One thing.
Yes, this is the most important thing, isn't it? Even if if there's people in chat saying, "Oh well, it's crap against this army," yeah, okay, it might be, but this is one detachment. We already know that, with the new rule, Flyborn's probably just got turned up to be a lot more powerful than it was. Whether it's the most powerful, we don't know, but already Flyborn might be better than this. So we don't need to worry too much about things there, because I am one of the first hits I'm going to look at is the Plague Burst Crawler, because I want to know one, how many points it is, and two, it's going to glow up. Because it could also stay the same. If the PBC goes down to 140 and stays the same, and this is there, okay, that it might be back in the conversation as well. But I think, you know, there's a lot. We're looking at small sample sections of the rules. Because it's the same with the World Eaters players. Like, trying to remind people in our chat today, and a few people I spoke to, don't look at the leaks and think that your army's great or bad, because I remember, was it last edition, the leaked Grey Knights, and everyone was like, oh, it's the worst thing ever, and then we saw the other detachments and they were like so strong, it was insane, because it just didn't show the strongest one, they showed what they thought was the most flavoursome. So you know, what we've seen, I mean, these could be the worst rules, they could be the best rules, you know, it's one of these things where it's good to get a snapshot, but also not get bogged down with just a tiny snapshot of what the bigger picture is.
Yeah. Very quickly, thank you very much to Jimothy Word.
Say it.
I can't. Can I say that? I don't know.
No, not the first bit. You can't. I don't think.
Well, surely the second part is the worst part.
You can. Okay, you say it, and I'll beep you.
Okay, you ready? You ready, Dave? You ready?
Go on.
Thank you, Jimothy Shit Peanut. Wait, you were late, Dave. You were late, damn lag.
No, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
We'll get it in post. For the $5 super chat, I got a theory that they're going to lower toughness for super tank units across the board because of flawless blades, Lord of Poxes, and slot-bound data sheets. What do you mean by that? Because of like how much damage they're dealing, or like because of their toughness?
I think he means because they don't have an anti-tank solution in EC. Looks an obvious one, and therefore perhaps it means that they'll bring it down so that infantry can do some work by going, because they can get there quick and get into fight. I mean, I think that's my interpretation of what you're saying, but that might be
if that interpretation is right, I think it's just one of these. For example, our index until now has had an anti-tank gaping hole in it, which is why predators have been taken and why people have been bringing in brigands and things like that. I think just some armies in the game are meant to have like a thing they're not good at. Like, we do these really well, at the extent of not doing this well. I know sometimes they screw up and armies don't have a hole, they're just amazing at everything. Looking at you, Space Marines, but they're meant to normally have a thematic thing, and I think if anti-tank is the problem, I think that's a deliberate design thing they've put in. So, like, for example, we're slow. You know, it would be weird if we got all this stuff and then all of a sudden Plague Marines move 10 inches, or we had advance and charge or advance and shoot everywhere. Like, that's kind of like, it might be what World Eaters are now getting. But again, also, you know, we expect the same we just said about the Death Guard book. World Eaters players need to sort of take a step back, take a deep breath, and remember that I know that actually, the full book hasn't been released yet. Although, I'll stop that there because I have seen some content elsewhere.
All right, I'm going to get us rolling. So very quickly, thank you very much to Steve Garrison for the 5 YouTube memberships, mate. You're an absolute legend. Thank you so much. And Flyfist has been a member for 3 months as well. Let's hope that the Death Lord's Chosen will be fun. I know Dave is looking forward to Death Lord's Chosen.
Size.
So. We've got an enhancement and we've got a stratagem for this attachment. So the Eye of Affliction, a Death Guard model only. Ranged weapons equipped by the models in the bearer's unit have ignores cover while attacking and afflicted. So there you go. There's confirmation Afflicted's going to key off extra things. Just
key off,
enhancements to strat. So that's really cool. So Contagion, again, really mass. So now you can, even if you can't get into Contagion range of a unit, you can potentially go, okay. And also, bear in mind, I want to point this out. The attachment rule, because it's done at the start of the battle round, if you're going first, you can pick an enemy unit that is outside of 12 and then walk into 12 and it'll still be afflicted. So you can you're like 13 away, you pick a unit, walk forward, now you can rapid fire all those combi bolters from like Plague, from like Blight Lord Terminators or like, plasma guns, etc. and now get Ignores Cover. So Ignores Cover is a genuinely pretty good rule. It's really good in, like, Boil Blight is one of my favourite stratagems, so be able to ignore cover with a unit is just a nice solid rule. I imagine that'd be quite cheap as an enhancement. But it's a nice enhancement to have. Very, very simple, very straightforward. Then we've got a stratagem.
No, I was just going to say really quickly, where that's really useful, I can see immediately for that one is as long as everything stays as is, you could use that on actually. I don't know if that would work because if you gave So if you could put that onto a Malignant Plaguecaster and put it in a Rhino, then Plague Wind would get Ignores Cover.
Not because it's from the Rhino,
profile being used. but the same profile gets used with the keywords.
Oh wait,
when the
yeah.
model
Oh,
takes on.
yeah. Because the
Because-
range weapons equipped by the model's bearer's unit have ignores
Yeah,
cover.
you
So
choose. Yeah, that would happen at the start of the battle. So that weapon would now have ignores cover. So when you put it, then chose that weapon to be selected to be fired from firing deck in the shooting phase, that inside the game, it would
has
work.
ignores cover, yeah. So it would inherit the profile from him. So you actually can have a plague bus that shoots with an ignores cover, playcaster plus an ignores cover of whatever else you wanted to fire out. Whether that's a melter gun, a plasma
I was trying to
gun.
work out what that would be useful on, and I think because I was like, oh, okay, it's okay, and actually that's quite a good use for it, I think.
Yeah, so just to clarify for the chat, that wouldn't give the bolters and stuff on the Rhino ignores cover, just the weapons from that is inheriting from the unit inside. That's actually a good shout, that. But again, it'll still only be when targeting and inflicted at the unit.
Yes.
Which should be... Yeah, that's interesting. It's a bit of a weird one, but...
That's an extreme example, but...
Oh, that is strange. What else be there as unit?
We've got a super chat as well from Don who's commenting on my... I've offended him for saying that we have an anti-tank problem because he has no problem killing War Dog spam. So yeah, well done. If you can kill War Dog spam, I've no doubt of that. But it's the T12 and the T13 models in the game where we have problems. It's maybe 2 Tesseract vaults might be an example of something where we've hit some stumbling blocks over the past. But admittedly, the crab claws, if you manage to get them in combat, they are very good. So yeah, I will concede that one. But yeah.
Go on, then jump to the strat there.
I'm still trying to figure out this enhancement, but yeah, we'll come to this. We'll come to that because it's weird wording. I'm trying to
It's a weird, yeah.
So your shooting phase, one Death Guard vehicle from your army is not been selected to shoot. It gains assault. So hey, we can actually move kind of fast and shoot something. This is really good for anything that wants to move fast and shoot things. So Defiler can actually get around corners and shoot now. Even a Land Raider or even Predator, just to be able to get an angle. Just be able to assault and still shoot. Like
I think a drone with dual spitters on it could be quite good to just jump onto a point and sweep off some Marines that are just sat on there, and then out you see the survivors.
Oh
could
my
be
God.
quite good.
Assault plague bus.
Oh, and it's a vehicle. Oh dear.
I mean,
oh dear.
Assuming that malignant playcasters stay the same, guys. Don't get too carried away.
But then it has ignores cover as well. On one of them.
I really want that because you can take -1 save still. You can have it like you can have play with move 12 plus D6 and still shoot the flamers. That's really funny.
Yeah, that's really funny.
That's really funny.
We're not going to theory craft right now too much, but yeah, really cool.
that would actually be real funny. So I actually would really like that. But again, yeah, just any assault is just a great rule to have. Again, slow models like Defilers be able to move an extra D6, something like that, be able to get through. And we have a lot of flamers as well, so being able to give like assault on our flamers for like a plague burst, even plague burst crawlers.
Yeah.
Being able to reposition a plague burst crawler without giving up like your indirect firing or anything like that is really, really nice.
Will, can you give me a Nurgle shake? 350 people are watching.
Woo, we've also got another couple of super chats as well, guys. We've got one from Chris Kelly Burke. Fellas, I'm excited. Thank Nurgle that we keep the -1 save. I have 2 GTs next month, both with tickets and GW Open June. Great time for competitive. Yeah. I mean, if the codex is looking as good as the leaks are, then yeah, it's a good time to be playing Death Guard at events.
Oh, what have you just thought about?
Sultan King in the chat. It affects. It's not a Death Guard vehicle model. It's a Death Guard vehicle unit. You put it on a squad of effect blight holes, they all get it.
3 of them.
Ooh. Provided we can still squad them. But,
yeah.
But
is
yeah,
it? And is this? It's only a vehicle unit, is it, or is it any unit?
Vehicle unit, just vehicle unit.
Death Guard vehicle
unit.
unit.
Vehicle, right? Got you.
Yeah, that's actually pretty spicy because biggest problem with multi-metal is getting in range. You can have an extra D6 and like shoot all of those guns. That is actually quite good. So that is pretty cool. One thing I do want to note before as well up here. This might be the detachment where we talked before about potentially taking Nurglins and whatnot. This here it says more than 12 inches away from every model from your army, not Death Guard. So Nurglings like infiltrating, etc., would stop you being able to use it. So this is genuinely a detachment where taking Nurglings might be a detriment. So consider that. Consider that. That
this is clearly a hull list, a armored division list. Like you're going to want to shoot things probably at range, more ranged guns going on. So you are obviously going to probably want to keep some kind of infantry around to protect you from kind of melee units coming in, I guess. But like this is It feels quite flavoursome already, though. Like there's this kind of like putting things, bombarding things and putting them into contagion and weakening them and then picking them off with like corrupted weapons. It sounds good already.
Because I mean, even if this follows suit of like most vehicle attachments, and we have some form of like Kool-Aid Man stratagem, like Kool-Aid Man stratagem plus assault, like move 3 black holes through a wall, melt or something to death, like that would be pretty cool. If we get that kind of thing, that'd be quite nice. But I mean, I'd even just be happy with the assault, like be able to just again reposition with an extra angle, not give up.
Assault,
it's
moving vehicles to a wall. I mean, unless Death Shroud have a big change, it's got to be a Land Raider. Just
that would be epic.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what you do, turn 1, you've got 6 Death Shroud in your lines. What are you going to do about it?
Zio would have a field day.
And I was going to say that Don Houston, the Crabman himself, is surely very, very happy hearing about, if we did get confirmation on that kind of strat.
Oh yeah, Defiler would all of a sudden be great in all builds.
Terrifying.
Probably.
That's right as well, Zio. Because it's in the shooting phase, you get to see your advance first before giving it assault, so you can see if like the angle actually matters or not. You don't have to like risk it, hope you get a 6 to get the angle, and then not get it. You can see you get it, and then the shooting phase you just strat it.
And then
yeah. Also means you can. Also means like for example, I could advance like a predator. I don't know, like maybe explore, engage, something like that. And then I shot something that I thought was guaranteed going to die. Now it's live on 2 runes. I can then go, okay, cool. That predator that advanced, I'm now going to let him shoot as well and just finish off that target.
Oh, right. Got you. Yeah. That's really good.
So, yeah, I mean, that's very much So, this is the tank detachment. Obviously, we've still got 5 stratagems, 3 more enhancements to go. But that's really solid straight up.
Yeah, really good.
Really, really solid. So, I'm super happy about that. Next up, we have...
Keep going.
Oh, dear. We got the zombie detachment. Looks like the Numberless Horde. The Shamblerot vectorium. Okay, so with the Numberless Horde detachment rule, in your command phase in each of the following battle rounds, depending on the battle size, add a new unit of Poxwalkers of a starting strength of 10, so add a unit of 10 Poxwalkers to your army in strategic reserves, and in strike force can be battle round 2, 3, and battle round 4. So turns 2, 3, and 4, we're going to get to add a unit of 10 Poxwalkers. So that is currently that would be 90 Poxwalkers in a list. So 3 squads of 20 and 3 squads of 10 coming from this rule. That's quite a lot of Poxwalkers. So, I mean,
is 90 enough for a stat check? I don't know. I'm trying to work out if 90 would be. I'm trying to think because it's the closest thing I can think is that the Chaos Space Marines one that Dirtbags was doing well with, where he's got like just endless cursed cultist.
Well, I mean,
depends if they get a buff or not. It's hard to sort of judge on the data sheet that we know.
Well, I mean, because I played Flyblown Host with 60 and won an RTT with it, so like 60 is already a hard pain in the ass to choose, and I played 60 then as well, and that was already a pain in the ass to choose for one game. Yeah. So having the extra 3, but the main thing that is here is not only we Pox maxing, boys, but we're also there you go, chat, you happy now. The 3 like 10-man free units you get are almost basically like free secondaries if you look at it that way. Because you no longer have to think, what's going to do my secondary, what's going to do my containment, because you know on turn 2, 3, and 4 you're going to get 3 10-man that can come on a board edge. So engage becomes almost 3. Like your opponent has to put
Oh wow! Yeah. So you see most of them as the game goes on, right?
Yeah, you collect them into strap. Yeah.
Oh right.
And what's really interesting is usually you'd have to bring in stuff by turn 3. Well, you're getting stuff in 3 and in 4 to drop them down. Like you said, containment or recover assets, like engage behind enemy lines.
I guess the only annoying thing with that is if the opponents screen the board. Like I suppose I'd need to see that on the wild, like 3 10-man units to go, stand on my home field because that's the only place it's. But then I suppose if that's happening, the game's probably lost already.
Yeah, but if you're playing the board control attachment, this is probably going to be chances are you have board control rather than your opponent. So then they should be able to come in and do that. So it's really nice. It means you don't have to because again, 60, 90 Poxwalkers, 60 Poxwalkers currently, that is 300 points. You still have 1,700 points plus on top of that to go with your army. So it's not just 60 Poxwalkers, it's all the rest of the army, and then you're getting three units of 10, which can just do your secondaries.
You're basically getting 150 points free stuck on the end of your list. Basically, so you get to play with
But
assuming the points are the same.
Yeah, but with
you're
the
getting another
flexibility
100.
of coming in, scoring secondaries for you. So, like, no longer do you have to, like, worry about keeping that drone there to do its thing. Or even they can just come in, take over an objective for you that was already in control, and then you can push forward. I think that, like, I mean, 3 units is good. We know this. Gene Silicults exist. Even if it's trash, 3 trash is good. So,
Absolutely.
now, depending if there's ways to manipulate this, it could be even better. But as a baseline, 3 units of... So 3 units, that's going to be annoying to say, 3 units of 10 Poxwalkers is at least bare minimum great for secondary, great for screening, and just it's extra trash. And everyone in the list has to bring trash units. Now you can bring
It's
3
really good.
less trash technically because you have 3 things. So it's really good. So let's have a look at their enhancement strategy. We're going to get shown. With the bone pipes. Noxious Blightbringer model. While the bear is leading a Poxwalker. Okay, we can lead Poxwalkers.
We've got a Virion attached to a Poxwalker.
Okay, will that extend to other ones? Who knows? It might just be a one-off thing. It might be other things. But while he's leading them, add 1 to the objective control characters, so OC2 Poxwalkers. And when they take a battleship leadership test, add 1. So that'll be a leadership 5 Poxwalker unit because they'll use his leadership because he's attached, which is 6 plus the 1. So he's technically leadership 5 Poxwalker. OC2 Poxwalker. It says 42 OC, because it's just every model, not just Poxwalker, well, so himself. 42 OC Poxwalker unit. That's pretty chunky. That's pretty chunky. Like,
yeah, you've got to deal with that.
Yeah, well, yesterday when I was playing as Knights, the 1 OC started to hurt because after a while the War Dog did whittle me down to like 7 Poxwalkers and then he took the point off me. He'd have to kill me down to 3 Poxwalkers to take the point off me. That's pretty big.
Very good. Yes, okay, that's interesting. I mean, it's only, I suppose, is it all? It's the attachment, isn't it? It's every squad with attached characters. If you attach 3 characters, it's 3 squads.
No, because you've got it's an enhancement.
Oh, is it an enhancement? Is it right? Okay.
So you can put the enhancement on 1 Noxious Brightbringer and then attach him to a unit.
Oh, it's not the Noxious Brightbringer data. Yeah. So I guess I just watched the All-Spec Tactics video this because we got the tournament yesterday.
Yeah, no, it's a good point though, Will, because it could have, if that would have been super powerful because you had 3 units with with 40 OC in each one.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, it's looking strong. Okay, yeah, it's pretty interesting. Is there anything else to come from that particular detachment? Or?
Yep, so we have Shambling Wall. So in your opponent's shooting phase, just as an enemy unit selects its targets, 1 Death Guard unit from your army that was selected as target of 1 or more of the attacking unit's attacks. Pick a friendly Poxwalker unit in 3 inches of that unit. So basically, you get a Poxwalker meat shield. So until the end of the phase, every time you would allocate an attack to the model in your Death Guard unit, so let's say Mortarion, if a Poxwalker unit is visible to the attacking model and is eligible type for that attack, make no saving throw. Instead, a number of Poxwalkers from your Poxwalker unit equal to the damage characteristic of that attack are destroyed. That is pretty damn big.
Yeah.
Because now, if Mike Way and his fucking Gladiator Lancers pops out and shoots my Mortarion again, and he's like, "Oh, there's 12 damage." I'm just like, "Cool, you killed 12 zombies."
There's 12 Poxwalkers.
Suck a dick, Mike.
So let's be hypothetical here, because if Poxwalkers still have the feel no pain, would you also get to roll the feel no pains on that?
No, because you're destroyed. You don't take a wound. You're just the model.
Right, got you. Because that would have been sick.
Yeah, that would have been. But it's basically like you said, use the instance of Mortarion there. You go 2 up, 4 up, 5 up, then just blank damage.
So that happens after all the saves have been rolled. So it's only failed saves you pass.
But it's the equivalent of having just being able to blank damage, right? And just go, nope. I'll save all those save rolls for later.
I mean, it's good if you've got the 10 coming in and you just use the 10 for that. So you bring the 10 in by Mortarion and you go, well, they're just 10 obligatory 3 wounds for Mortarion, basically. That adds a lot of value to them for me. Because otherwise, I'm not sure I see the value in paying for 20 Poxwalkers and then doing that. Unless it's obviously like Plague Marines or something, but I feel like you might hit a point where you've got diminishing returns, if that makes sense, because 2 Poxwalkers is 1 Plague Marine. You hit the point where if you're just constantly doing that, I don't know. It's just one of these, especially
like you said, until we get the book right, we're going to have to wait and see. But it sounds interesting. That's just one of the strats.
And the thing is, it works on any unit, so you can protect the land with the Rhino. The funny thing is, like, what I want to do is I want to have Mortarion at a side. I want to see my opponent expose something like a Later Lancer with an open Mortarion stood there and he's like, I'm going to shoot him. And I want to rapid ingress 10 Poxwalkers next to Mortarion so that they can absorb the shot instead and just be like,
To me, that's the best use, or one of the potential best uses for those 3 units of 10 free ones. Like if you just think that's 33 wounds for more important models that you didn't pay any points for, that's pretty strong. Like, yeah, I can see why that's.
Elf Troll and Goofy Goober both make more good points, and like I said, this is just backing up why this community is so good. Like people use Gifts of Decay to heal 3 wounds, but this is similar, except it adds a lot more wounds. And Goofy Goober says 50 points for 10 wounds, basically.
Yeah.
Like, brilliant. 53 points as well, potentially.
3 points, yeah. And also, guys, 386 people watching now.
Wow.
So, Digger, So this is the fun part, because I thought it was before. If you have one single Poxwalker left, and a las cannon or a destroyer does a volcano cannon does d6 plus 12 damage, whatever it's 18 damage, because it's taken on the Poxwalker unit, it will just kill the one Poxwalker. There's one Poxwalker left. The 17. Yes, the extra 17 does not go on Mortarion, because
that seems like the kind of thing that'll last until the first balance state this late, but enjoy it while it's there. I think it's the.
And do you know what else is funny as well? It says you lose a number of Poxwalkers from your Poxwalkers unit. So if you, for example, had a character, the Noxious Blightbringer, leading this unit, he would never be at risk of dying to this because he's not a Poxwalker model, so he can't be destroyed by the stratagem. So 20 Poxwalkers can get popped, which is really funny. So I will. That is funny. Just imagine
rules is written. That's definitely right, but I feel like intent and that lasts until the first balance day is late if that becomes meta. I think, but it's definitely strong in its current format.
I mean, if your opponent's not an idiot, they're just trying to shoot all the chaff guns first and kill them all with those.
I agree with you. I think there's a little bit of this is just down to a bit of common sense of like if you're going to kill that stuff, then shoot it with the terrible stuff. But I think it adds
the Poxwalkers have to be visible.
Yes,
Poxwalkers have to be. Oh, okay. So it's okay. That takes a lot of value away from it, doesn't it? But yeah, it's still good though, I suppose. I'm sure there's probably situations you can set up where the thing you're shooting maybe can only see the 2 units if you sort of like pre-measure movement and stuff, and maybe set up little bits like that. I suppose rapid ingress is like as you said is probably the best example, isn't it? If you do it sort of like reactively to what you know they can get lines on. So
very quickly, Goofy Goober, a unit shares keywords. Models do not share keywords. No. So the unit is a Poxwalker's unit, but the Noxious Blightbringer is not a Poxwalker. He doesn't have that keyword, so he can't be destroyed by the effect of the stratagem. Yeah. It's very strange. It's why like you can't. When a lot of Contagion joins Death Shroud, he has grenades, but the Death Shroud on the other end of the squad, he can't shoot a grenade. Has to come from a lot of Contagion. So yeah, cool. Anything else on this one? So this looks pretty fun. So like endless zombie hordes. Be quite funny. The other 4 detachments cover a range of interesting tactical options. The virulent vectorium retains the old play company's ability to keep sticky objectives. I'll be there. I love that so much. Woo! I'll be back with play company or virulent vectorium now it's called. The champions of Contagion get to switch their chosen plague every battle round. So I got my toolbox Contagion. I asked for it.
Special one.
Ask him, ye shall receive. Okay, that one might have to be. Taliban summoners pair the Death Guard with the Nurgle demons, including the codex to expand their contagion range even further. So sounds like the demons.
How do you feel about that one, Will?
I'm excited for that one. I hope
that feels like a you. Like,
yeah, I hope that one's good. There you go. Take 1,000 points of demons, 500 points of knights, and then 500 points of Death Guard.
And then be a Death Guard army. Yeah.
So yeah, just more Tarbian and 5 Plague Marines.
Perfect.
Death Guard army. Job done.
And then we've got the Death Lord's chosen powers Terminator companies with particularly deadly plague and ample strike. So yeah, that's your Terminator attachment right there.
That one excites me as well. That might be me and you, Dave. I do like it when, as long as they move more than, if they improve the data sheet to move more than 4 inches. If they just move 4 inches, probably out on that one. Yeah. So
if they move 3 inches, I'm playing this detachment.
And thank you very much, Mr. Donovan, from the $7.77 super chat for Defilers.
Thank you, John.
Thank you so much.
I thought that a while back, Don. There you go. Nurglin shit.
So we'll very quickly go over our new characters that we've seen. So we've been shown the new Lord of Poxes. Thank you again to one.
I'm a fan of him.
So
I hate his mouthpiece. His model. I'm going to put this out there. I feel like I'm the only one out there. I hate that. Whatever that's going on with
the respirator,
teeth bits. Yeah,
I love his Pingu face. I love Pingu.
No, he's getting a head swap for me, but I do like his big sword. I want one. I'm trying to because I know he's going to be awkward to get. I keep trying to think: is there a Space Marine model of Loyalist or Imperial who's standing holding a massive sword? Because I was thinking, the old Demon Prince. How cool it would be to chop that sword off and put the huge. Oh, what did you say they're in?
The Judicar guy has like on his shoulder like that, doesn't he? Massive sword.
Oh no, I was thinking like a big two-handed one. Like. Is it like Dark Souls where you can't carry your sword? I think you get that and get the old Demon Prince with his weird popping out. He's got the huge sword. Oh yeah, sword like that, but on like a normal size Marine and make it look like he's dragging around or take way too big for him. Yeah, I think that would be a cool conversion. Yeah, that way I can also get a head start on having him and not have to buy the 4 more box to get one. So yeah, that was my. Go on.
Sorry, it's just very good. So we got a lot of boxes. So movement 5, toughness 6. Now that would imply that our Plague Marines could be going to T6 because there's no point putting a T6 character in a 5-man a Plague Marine squad, a T5 squad. It wouldn't do anything because you use the bodyguard unit's toughness. So it'd literally be the most useless rule ever, which would imply that we're getting T6 Plague Marines. So that's already a thing into itself.
And he's got grenades, which is good.
And he's got a 4+ invuln.
Yes,
he's an infantry character with an invuln. Like that on its own is like.
Well, you say that, but the original our Lord character that was not in Terminator armor had a 4+ invuln as well.
Oh, did he?
I reckon this guy probably replaces that one. To be honest,
I think he does. I think so, given that he's actually got a Lord title as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So we got.
He's the other named ones. We got Virulence, Contagion, and
he's got to be. So we got 5 wounds as well, leadership 6, OC1, standard, plasma pistol, whatever. A great plague blade, so it's doesn't quite live up to the hype of Warcom, no, I won't lie, but it's still a good weapon.
The best weapon in the galaxy.
Yeah, we were like
damage too.
They said it was one of the most devastating melee weapons in all of 40k. So I mean, if it had maybe had 12 attacks, I would have been like, okay, but yeah, I think it's. Don't get me wrong, I'll happily take devastating and lethal.
Yeah.
And it does hit on a 2.
It does. It's weapon skill 2. So that is quite nice. It's 6 attacks, weapon skill 2, strength 8, AP 2. For me, that'll always be 3, pretty much AP 3. Damage 2 with lethal and dev. Yeah. So it's not a bad weapon by any means. It's quite a nice weapon. 6 attacks is a good amount to have, and that's gonna batter some Marine bodies around. That's for sure. Now,
yeah, I really want to know, as I said to start the episode, if Plague Marines should still have 2 characters attached. Him. And assuming the Foul Blight Spawn is the same fight first, him with fight first, to me, that's a package that's, depending on points, worth looking at. Because, I mean, imagine him with fight first, with that profile. Like, that is a guy who picks up, a squad of power armored guys on his own. And then you've got the Plague Marines swinging as well.
Yeah, I mean, if we keep current loadouts, I might even just take this guy with just 5 Marines. Because with 5 Marines and him, you get 15... Power Fist equivalent attacks with lethal hits, so strength 8 AP 3 2 damage. And then you can also take 2 Biotic weapons, that's another 4 attacks, strength 5 AP 3 1 damage. Like, for a 5-man squad with a character, that's a lot of punch. Like, there's a lot of punch. Yeah. So
and it can't be targeted outside of 18.
Yeah. So the weird thing is that's weirdly the thing I care the least about. It's not.
I mean that's like the icing on the cake, though.
Oh yeah.
Just, like.
Yeah, I do wish it was 12 though, because I mean, obviously this is the next edition. I know they've FAQ'd a lot of stuff, all the strats that keyed off 12 and now 18. But unless in the next balanced data slate they're going to do all the current loan up data sheets at a 12, it seems that's the one thing to me that seemed like a little bit of a slap in the face. But I mean, this is I'm now doing that sort of it's not amazing and perfect, and it doesn't roll a 2 win the game. It's a small gripe, but I would, looking at it in a sort of ideal world.
Yeah, to be honest, points he could be, it could be an absolute auto.
Yeah. Well, what I mean is, I'd love it in the next balanced data slate if they now key it so all loan up is now 18 for everything in the game. I would love it if this is an indicator, but I don't think it is. I think that's just wishful thinking.
I think because it's not cool. It doesn't say the model gets loan up. I don't think that's the case. I think it's they're just saying you can't be, just saying.
That's what I mean. Yeah. I just wish it was 12.
So for chat saying he'll be at 75 points, even if this guy's 75 points, if he is, that plus 5 Plague Marines, 165 points. I'm gonna go punch someone off an objective. CSM do it with Lords and Legionnaires for more expensive costs than that. Like,
yeah.
I'll go punch a guy off an objective, and we have far better quality of attacks than they do. They have a lot of
It'll be
chainsaw
85
attacks.
points, so surely, if we're going to look at the, because that's what I'm sure. I'm sure the current Lord is 85 points, and then
The current
the
Power Armor
Terminator
Lord
Lord 115 or something.
No, the current Power Armor Lord's like 65, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, is he?
He's really dirt. Yeah, he's
really
dirt
cheap.
cheap.
Wow. Yeah, take it back.
And like I say, we've just seen in the chat as well. And also he is adding 3 inches of contagion range as well.
Yes, and again,
Oh, wow.
contagion,
Yeah,
very
yeah,
important. So
12-inch contagion range as well in turn 3 to put things into becoming afflicted, which if other things are keying off that, makes him again pretty useful.
Yeah, I'm definitely curious by him. I need to see his points, but
Yeah.
I have a suspicion I don't know. I wonder if you'll need 3. I feel like 2 might be right, but I'm saying this based on in my head what I expect the points to be. Because in my head he was going to go with 10 Plague Marines fight first to stand behind the wall and just do that, but it might just be more points to do the thing that people already think is too expensive to do. So we'll have to see.
For me, I'm looking at Rhino, 2 5-mans, him in one of them. Rhino stages, first squad of 5 bare bones, gets out, kills whatever cheap skirmishing unit was on the objective, takes it. Then they'll have to send out someone a bit tougher to kill them, and then he goes in to kill the bit tougher unit. So, like, for example, if you had, like, 8 Goremongers on an objective, the first squad goes in and kills them, trades roughly equally. Then they send out a squad of 8-bound or someone to kill your 5-man, and then you send your 5 Lord of Poxes to kill that 8-bound. Like, that's where I'm saying it, to keep them off the objective. Because the problem is we didn't have... Like, Claude was a meme. He was good, but he required, like, the Balance Putrefire. We didn't have a character you could add to a squad that just brought a lot of melee punch. And this is 6 weapon skill 2 attacks at 822, which would be 832. So he brings a lot of damage to a squad just alone. So if he's like 70 points, he does.
Yeah, he does, yeah.
I mean, if he's cheap enough, you might have just take 3 solo ones in a Rhino. He jumps forward grenade, shoots his plasma pistol, charges, and picks up a 5-man squad on his own.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
There might even be arguments for that. Yeah,
It's a good point, Will. Yeah.
Yeah, I quite like him, honestly. I think he's actually pretty good. He doesn't stand out to me as like auto take. He's not broken, but nice, usable. And the 18-inch, I think the good thing is if you come into maybe a matchup where you're not going to be able to do like a good trade like that, as Will said, you can use your loan up. You go sit on your natural objective all game, just chill there with 5 Plague Marines, and just be like, cool. If you try and charge me, I punch pretty hard back. So I'm pretty happy with that. So I think he's pretty good, to be honest. And again, if T6...
exactly. If that's an indicator of data sheets.
T6 Plague Marines would be lovely. Like, I would love T6 Plague Marines. Like, don't get me wrong, they're still going to be killable. T6 does not make you immune, but there are a lot of things in the game, like heavy bolters on, like, Castigators. I used to hate Castigators. Battle cannons from, like, Castigators and stuff. They now win you on 3 instead of 2, so all the strength 10 now wins you on 3s. All the strength 5 wins you on 5s. All the strength 3 rubbish guns now actually wins you on 6s instead of 5, which is nice. And also in the game, people forget, there's a lot of strength 6 melee. Like, Blade Guard vets, Sangria Guard if they're in Angelic and blah, blah, whatever it is. T6 it's not the craziest breakpoint, but it's actually a breakpoint. Yeah, if you need to head off, Will, don't worry about it, man. We'll be wrapping up soon anyway, so don't worry about it, man.
Oh, don't worry. No, I've probably got about another 5 to 10 minutes max. But yeah, Mrs. is making dinner, so
we'll wrap up. We'll wrap up very shortly.
Okay.
Because I understand you guys got to go do things, but yeah, I mean,
you can also. There's no reason you can't continue with this many people watching. If you think there's other stuff to sort of cover within the content, and people are wanting more of it, there's no reason that you guys can't continue without me.
I've got to go, Will, because it's actually my wife's birthday today, so I've got to go and have dinner in a second. So,
nice, okay.
But no, it's good. I think in terms of what's been announced in the 2 articles and stuff, I think this is the bottom right of what we've been shown so far.
Yes, this is the last thing. That is the last thing. But I don't really care about the Orleans guy. Whatever.
I mean, there's enough World Eater stuff out. Like I said, there's other content out there that, some things, I won't say anymore. The people who know, and the people who don't can probably quickly find out with Google. I mean, I think overall sweeping statements on what we've seen so far, very positive, very exciting, and can't wait until Saturday. I'm away at a teams tournament, so frustratingly, I won't be able to sort of like get it all straight, absorb it straight away. I might have to sort of get in and put some codex breakdowns on when I'm, on the car home or something like that. Or maybe if I get a game finished early, maybe I'll go find the nearest coffee shop and just put my headphones on and yeah. But I'm very excited for it. I have to say, it feels like Christmas. What are you guys thinking? Are you guys on a similar vibe or?
I'm happy based on what we've been shown. I think after what we saw with what we saw with EC and how flavorful it was, and I think there was some concern of are we going to have the are we going to get a good writer on our book? I'm hoping this stuff shows that we have got a good writer on our book and that they are thinking about Death Guard from a lore and theme perspective. So I'm really happy about that.
One thing I would say is with the rules that we've seen, I don't think we're getting any worse. Even if it's a side grade, I'm happy with that because some books in this edition have been so yeah. At least we're not that book because if the dual codex release is always the one that one gets, one nosedives, the other one goes up, but it doesn't look like we've nosedived. So yeah, that's the most important thing I think.
Yeah,
so I'm really happy.
I'm very, very happy as well for right now. So thank you very much, Livestream, for the Gator membership. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
So yeah, happy birthday, Dave, Mrs. Dave. I think go on.
Before we end the stream, you should probably plug what you're doing because you're not doing Man Reads book with us straight away. You've been pinched by another channel to do this there Saturday. You're going down to someone's studio, aren't you? Might be a good time to sort of to highlight that while people are looking for the rules.
We talked about that the other night as well, didn't we?
I don't think Will wasn't here for that one. Will wasn't. I
wasn't on.
Yeah, Will.
Yeah, it's basically so if someone wants to go where they can find Aiden first. Obviously, we're going to be doing loads of content, but Aiden is Vanguard Taxes have borrowed him, so on the weekend he will be in their
Dave's
studio.
there as well. Because Dave is.
You're both there.
Yeah, we're both there.
I've been ditched. I didn't know that. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, so these guys are off down to the Vanguard Tactics studio. So like I say, Man Reads book on Saturday. We'll do that's. I presume it's doing Saturday, not Sunday. But I don't know. I don't know when they're getting you down.
We're simply visiting them, Will. I'm sure it is not relevant to this at all.
We're just going for a nice long weekend visit.
Just a nice long weekend visit to see our friends down at Vanguard Tactics. Nothing suspicious at all. Nothing suspicious.
So there you go. So on Saturday, guys, it looks like if you want to get their hot take, Vanguard Tactics could have some clues. There you go.
Nice. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. Me and Dave might even just be posting some updates and let you know of our little adventure, a little excursion down there. So don't you worry too much. But yeah, for now, everyone, thank you so much for tuning. I'm going to let the guys head off because we need to get out of here. So we will see you all very shortly. No doubt with more articles coming out this week. We'll probably see one tomorrow and all going forward. So keep your eyes peeled out. Keep optimistic.
Big thank you to everyone who's watching. 375 people are watching now. I think that actually might be one of the highest concurrent viewerships we've had.
I think it is, yeah.
I think it might be the highest. So today, I think we had 388 at one point. Thank you, everybody, for your continued support. Thank you for all the comments in chat. We really, really appreciate it. The super chats have been amazing. Thank you, guys. Thank you for everyone who became a new member. And if you gave out memberships or received them, that's super appreciated as well. Yeah, great. I mean, I think
we'll leave all the shout-outs for tonight because you guys
we'll do it another night. But just remember that we do have our channel dice that are out there. So when you start getting the new book and you start getting to look at things, get hold of some DRP dice.
Like and subscribe, guys. Quick one, we have an affiliate element link in the description. If you spend any money getting the new codex, get anything for the codex, do it with that. We get a little kickback. Sultai Games, you can get some Death Guard branded tools linked to our logo, little kickback. We've also got some sort of like branded stuff, t-shirts and things that are also in the descriptions, and yeah, I think that's a very brief description of what we have linked to the channel. Unless I've missed anything, go on Baron of Dice. If you want a discussion of branded dice, jump on there, because obviously a lot of people listening might be first time watchers, but all that information is in the description on the main channel, so we won't bore you with it this time. It's all there, but if you are wanting to find out more, it's readily available online. But do you guys have anything else to add before we sign up, apart from like and subscribe?
Like, comment, subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe, and just briefly, it's our excursion is Saturday down to Vanguard Tactics for no relevant reason at all. We're just going on an adventure. So for now, everyone, we'll catch you all soon. Stay rotten, guys. Take care, and we'll catch you all on the next stream and the next episode. Keep an eye out. Lots of content coming very soon. For now, bye-bye. See you later.
In the shadow of decay I rise, Typhus the herald beneath poison skies. With Nurglin's rot I lay walls to waste, the Reaper's scythe no life can escape. Beneath the flies, beneath the filth I spread the plague with a twisted will. From festering wounds, corruption grows in the heart of death. God, where despair flows. I am the harbinger, the bringer of disease. In Nurglin's name I spread death with ease. Vessels water me hand in hand, rivers of filth drown the land. I am Typhus, master of decay. In the name of ruin I claim the day. Crumbles to dust. Wherever I tread, rot consumes the just. Space hopes reek of a foul rebirth, carriers of plague across the cursed earth. Beneath the flies, beneath the filth I spread the plague with a twisted will. From festering wounds, corruption grows in the heart of death. God, where despair flows. I am the harbinger, the bringer of disease. In Nurglin's name I spread death with ease. Vessels water me hand in hand, rivers of filth drown the land. I am Typhus, master of decay. In the name of ruin I claim the day. The Imperium's light crumbles to dust. Wherever I tread, rot consumes the just. Space hulks reek of a foul rebirth, carriers of plague across the cursed earth. Beneath the flies, beneath the filth I spread the plague with a twisted will. From festering wounds, corruption grows in the heart of death. God, where despair flows. I am the harbinger, the bringer of disease. In Nurglin's name I spread death with ease. Vessels water me hand in hand, rivers of filth drown the land. I am Typhus, master of decay. In the name of ruin I claim the day. I wish howl, the gassing walls, pestilent tides, new life is born. Nurglin's passing, a twisted place. I embrace no gods in my cold embrace. Fear the plague fleet, fear the end. No salvation, no let to defend. I am Typhus, reaper of dread. Bow to Nurgle, embrace the